Over here, these are just some new raised beds that I put in last year. I've got just a few things like lettuce and spinach, some cilantro, some things like that.
Are they already in, or are they in the plastic?
They're under those plastic tarps right there, because it's still cold enough that I'm just trying to get the soil warmed up, basically. But this is our upper garden. It's a little bit smaller one, but this is where we have all our berries. We've got early raspberries, we've got black caps, we've got late raspberries, and we've got blackberries. And we have currants here. And right now the rhubarb is coming out. Do you folks like rhubarb?
Yeah. Well, we don't know what to do with it.
Rhubarb pie.
Rhubarb pie with strawberries and a lot of sugar.
And a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of sugar.
That's right.
But
what's growing underneath the little greenhouses there?
right here I've got, like I said, this is just spinach and lettuce and things like that. You know, we've got a colder climate here, and I'm just trying to warm the soil.
Glenn says that they don't have a lot of trouble with deer, and some trouble, but not a tremendous amount with rabbits.
With rabbits.
But they do have trouble with mice.
Oh.
We have real big trouble. This is all big mouse habitat in the berries. Because you see, every fall we take the maple leaves, and your maple leaves help to sweeten the soil. We don't put oak leaves on, but we take the maple leaves and we put them in around the berry beds to help sweeten the soil. And, but that also gives it it's great habitat for the mice. So this garden is really full of mice.
You see any foxes out here trying to eat the mice?
Not too many foxes. We get plenty of coyotes.
Coyotes.
Around. Yep. And there are plenty of owls around.
Owls,
Now we're going down to see the big garden, the large garden.
This was a small garden?
Small garden. Now we're going to see the large garden.
Okay.
Into that window there, into the basement. But you're constantly pulling. It's really filthy. So we're constantly well, Janice Coils is, down where it's real green.
Yeah.
Her property goes a little bit further this way, but the rest of the field is all ours.
80 acres.
80 acres.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then this is the lower garden.
So have you painted the end of the cherry slabs to protect them?
What happens when you're drying, when you're air drying wood,
and
even when you're kiln drying it too, most of the moisture that's in the wood wants to come out the end grain.
Okay.
And if you don't seal it off some way, you see these splits and stuff right in here?
Yeah.
They can get really severe because the water's just wicking out too quickly.
So, okay.
And what happens is the ends dry quicker on the end than in the middle. And that pressure, because it's shrinking, the wood is actually shrinking as it's drying. It puts tension in it, and you get these big splits.
So is it best to let this in the air like this, not covered with a tarp? It has to be.
This tarp isn't bad because it can get airflow. But that sounded like it could be okay.
He seemed very close, didn't he?
It might be right up here. Can you tell where it's coming from?
No. It's got to be one of these trees. Maybe he's on the other side of the trunk.
Oh, there's somebody answering.
Yeah.
That's where I stage all my firewood cutting down there.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
I'm at a point now where I'll just start harvesting firewood from the edge of the trees or edge of the field, and then I bring a tractor in and have them dump it all in big log lengths where those other logs are, and then I just cut and stack right there, which is... We had a couple of years where we took down a lot of big trees by the garden, and it took me about 3 years to get all that cleaned up. It was way too much work. Way too much. Now I'm going to go to trees about that big rather than trees that big. It's like...
Only this big, you noticed.
My basket doesn't do big anymore.
So this is the big garden, but you don't plant this whole field.
Just this 60 by 100 here.
60 by 100.
Yeah. And we usually have strawberries down here. This edge here is an asparagus patch. And then right now that's just that's a really poor raspberry bed right now. We need to actually dig that up and replant. But this here is all raspberry, or not raspberry, strawberry.
Strawberries.
That's strawberry. So we got asparagus, strawberry, and then the rest of this is just, right at the shop. And I put in here, it did remarkably well to keep the weeds down. And that's why I'm trying to put in these raised beds, because we just have so much square footage, like trying to keep it weeded is just really nuts. And this is all really light soil. It's a lot easier to weed.
Oh, easier to weed.
And I don't have to weed this in here. So this is a new bed that I put in last year too. So, and you can see that the soil level just isn't very high. So I still need to fill these in as well. And part of what I'm going to do is along that edge, I'll dig down deeper, throw it back up in here, and put sawdust down along there too.
What are these growing here?
That's garlic.
Garlic.
Yep. And in the past, I grow really a lot, and I give a lot away, but everything is just, we have so much on our